Hello, my name is Julian Lopez, and I'm creating this video on behalf of my fellow team members who helped develop and maintain the Keeping Moms and Infants Healthy mobile app, or NuMom for short. This app is available for both iOS and Android, and I will be demonstrating the user guide or demo for how the human actor of our software solution, namely new or expectant mothers, will be interacting with our app. I am showing this demo on an iPhone 8 Plus, however, the application should look virtually identical no matter what device you use. I'll be beginning the demonstration by going over how to create a new account on the NuMom app. To begin the sign-up process, the user must swipe up from the bottom of the screen. The user will be met with this nice little animation, and then they'll be confronted with a number of questions, beginning with whether or not they live in Miami. This is important because currently our database of facilities is bound to the Miami area. So I'm going to be pressing yes, of course. The user will then be asked to enter their name and date of birth. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to be providing a fake name and date of birth, but obviously the user will be presenting their real information. Then the application will ask the user for their contact information. This information will be used in very specific situations. For example, the email will probably be used to contact the user if they forget their password and request a password change. I'm sorry, this email has actually already been used, so I'll use a different one. So now it's time for the user to create their password. This will be used in conjunction with their email in order to be able to sign in. So I'm gonna be using a very bad password, password 123, but obviously the users should be using a more secure password. Then the user will be asked if they are pregnant, if they have children, and if they do have children, how old they are. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to be entering yes to these. And I'll be giving my child a pretty new birthday. They were born this year. So once signup is complete, the user will be sent to the home page immediately, and they'll be confronted with this nice little welcoming message right here. If you click it, it turns pink. Pretty fun. They'll also be shown a map of facilities near their area. Well, actually just near Miami, as I said earlier. And the user is able to interact with this map, and they can actually press on little pins, and it'll show them more information about that. I'll get to that in a second. And then they'll be shown these buttons on the bottom of the screen. So first I'll be demonstrating the facilities button. So we actually kind of saw this a second ago, but you can specify whether you want to look up clinics or shelters. And then you'll be given all this information about the specific clinic or shelter that you're looking at. So, and if you search for clinics, you can also decide to filter out the nearest ones, or, sorry about that notification, like specific services that clinic provides. So if I do medical care, so apparently this one is the only one, this clinic is the only one that provides this service. And if you look at the bottom, it actually shows up right there. So that's our facilities tab. Then the user also has the learn tab, so I'll be demonstrating that now. In this learn tab, basically the user is provided with some information about certain topics. So here we have STD awareness, and then they can click on all of these different types of STDs to learn a whole bunch of information about them. Yeah, here's just a bunch of STDs. Then there's also protected sex tab, so the user here will learn some information about protected sex. So far we really only have information about female condoms, so here's some do's and don'ts for them. And then here is step-by-step how to insert them and how to remove them. We'll probably be adding more information, more educational information for mothers in the future development of the app. But for now, that's all we have. So last but certainly not least, at the bottom of the page, we have our resources tab. And under resources, we have a bunch of features for the user to be able to access. First and foremost, we have Apply to WIC, which is basically provides the user with a bunch of information and resources to be able to apply to WIC, which stands for Women's, Infants, and Children. So first of all, here's the website that the user can be sent to. Here's a checklist which allows the user to keep a checklist of the items that they need. So I just unchecked everything, but if the user were to check things like they have their family members, they have the proof of income, they have the proof of address, but they need these other things, that checklist will be saved later on. So when the user comes in, they know, okay, I already have these 3 things, but these things I need still to be able to apply. There's also the locations tab. So this will give the user a bunch of locations where they'll be able to apply for WIC. It takes a while to load here, but once it does, you'll see this map, of course, and just like the homepage map, you can click on these locations and learn more about them, or you can search through them here instead and find the one that you like the most. And once you click on the specific one that you want to go to, it'll single it out on the map. And this one, funnily enough, is actually right next to FIU, so that's a nice coincidence. Finally, there's the feeding section. This is basically just information on what to feed your child. So from 0 to 6 months, you should feed them human milk. 6 to 8 months, it's, it changes. This is the reason why this is in the WIC section is because this information is actually recommended by the WIC program. And then here's some important notes. Okay. So next we have our Apply to Medicaid section, which is actually just like the Apply to WIC section, where basically we're just providing resources and information on how to apply for Medicaid. So of course you can go to the website to learn more about it. You here have your checklist to see the items you need or the items you already have. I'll demonstrate it again. If you click on these items, it'll show up the next time you come in. And then here's locations for where you can apply to Medicaid. Again, it takes a while to load, but once it does, you'll have access to all of these locations, and you'll be able to learn more about the specific location. For demonstration purposes, I'm not going to wait for that map to load, but it does work identically to the WIC map. Then you have here a documents upload page. So here you can, if you press this plus button, you'll be taken to your camera roll. You can upload documents, and you can save them with a name. I'm not going to be showing that since I don't want you to see my camera roll, but then here's the appointments tab. You can add a new appointment. So I'll just be naming this appointment, I don't know, dentist appointment. You can save the address, 123, sorry for that notification, test road, whatever. Extra information, you don't actually need to provide that. I'll show you. Let's say it's exactly July 20th. And let's save that. Then here you go. When the appointment actually draws near, you will get the user will get a notification from the app, and yeah, it'll notify them that their appointment's close by. So that's nice. Here, immunizations register, so you'll be able to add the immunizations that your child has received. So if they received their first shot of the Hep B vaccine, then you can save this, and it gets saved. Once that gets saved, here's like a saved checklist of the vaccines you've saved. So for example, now I'll add the polio vaccine, and you'll see that it'll show a check mark there because I added the first shot of the polio vaccine. And here you go, it's checked. So this allows the mother to keep track of the vaccines that they need to provide their children and when to do so, and if they already have or haven't. And then last but not least is the reference page. So here you'll be able to add your doctor. Let's say my doctor is Dr. John Doe, and whatever he does, his phone number, and email of reference johndoe@test.email. Okay, so here's John Doe's information, just so you can save your doctor's information to be able to contact them whenever you need, just in case you forget their contact information. And yeah, that's basically the NuMom app. Here you have your settings. So this saves all the information you provided during sign up. Remember, I did say yes to being pregnant and having an infant. You can edit all this information, so I can say now, no, I'm not pregnant. I actually had a new child that I want to be looking at, and their date of birth is different. And we can save that. Oh, that doesn't make sense, that year. So let's do that. Okay, my settings have been updated. Sorry for the notification. And here's also where you log out. You go to the settings in the home page. I'll show that again for demonstration purposes. And then on this top right corner, there's this little button. That's where you log out. Yes, I do want to log out. And then we're taken back to the login page. Now I'll show you that once you do get back to this main page, you can, of course, sign back in. If I remember my credentials correctly, I believe it was janedoe@gmail.com. Whoops. And the password was password123. Of course, this is a terrible password, and you wouldn't want that to be your password if you were using this app, or any app. But yeah, that's the login process working. And yeah, that's the NuMom application. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you learned all about it. Bye.